how Ghana's best team was destroyed from within. In 2014, Ghana had one of the most talented national teams in its history. With a squad filled with world-class players, the Black Stars were expected to make history at the FIFA World Cup in Brazil. But instead of glory, Ghana's campaign descended into chaos. A team that had once captured Africa's pride fell apart, not because of their opponents, but because of betrayal, greed, and internal sabotage. This is the shocking story of how Ghana's best team was destroyed from within. Leading up to 2014, Ghana was seen as a rising force in world football. After reaching the quarterfinals in 2010, the Black Stars had established themselves as a dangerous team on the world stage. They had Asamoah Gyan, a prolific goal scorer who had redeemed himself after his heartbreaking penalty miss in 2010. They had Essien, a midfield general who had dominated European football. They had the skillful Andre Ayew, the creative Kuda Samoa, and the solid defensive duo of John Boy and Jonathan Mensah. This was a team that had the potential to surpass their 2010 heroics. Expectations were sky high, but behind the scenes, things were already unraveling. To understand what happened in Brazil, we need to go back months before the tournament.
We met the team in Podgorica when we played Montenegro, and that was where the negotiation took place. But that negotiation ended in a stalemate. Whereas players were demanded 100,000 USD, we had offered to our waist end was 282,500, and we considered so many things, including the ability of the country to pay that amount.
The GFA was struggling with financial mismanagement and disputes over player payments. Ghanaian players were promised appearance fees and bonuses, but those payments were repeatedly delayed. The squad grew frustrated. Players who had sacrificed for the nation felt disrespected. Coach Kwesi Appiah, a quiet but tactical coach, tried to keep the team focused, but he had little control over the financial decisions being made at the GFA. Instead of resolving the issue, the Ghanaian government and the GFA ignored the players' growing concerns until it was too late. When Ghana arrived in Brazil, tensions were already high. The team was placed in the group of death, facing the USA, Germany, and Portugal. Ghana's first game was the game against USA. The USA scored within 29 seconds, the fastest goal Ghana had ever conceded at a World Cup. The Black Stars fought back, with Andre Ayew equalizing in the 82nd minute. But just as it seemed Ghana had saved themselves, the USA scored again, a 2-1 defeat. The squad was frustrated but was determined to bounce back. Second match, Ghana vs Germany, it was a 2-2 draw. The second match was a thriller. Ghana played brilliantly against the world champions, going toe-to-toe with Germany. Gyan and Ayew both scored, and at one point, Ghana were leading 2-1 against the mighty Germans. But Miroslav Klose's equalizer denied them a famous victory. It was still a strong performance, and with one game left against Portugal, Ghana could still qualify if they won. But by this point, the team was on the brink of collapse. By the time Ghana faced Portugal, the players hadn't been paid their promised bonuses. Frustration turned into open rebellion. Players refused to train, demanding their money before they played another match. With just 24 hours before their crucial game, the Ghanaian government made an unbelievable decision. They sent $3 million in cash on a private jet to Brazil. When the money arrived, chaotic scenes erupted. Videos surfaced of players counting stacks of cash in their hotel rooms. The tournament had turned into a spectacle. But the real disaster came next. Hours before the Portugal game, the GFA suspended and expelled two key players, Kevin Prince Boateng and Sule Muntari. Boateng was accused of verbally abusing Kwesi Appiah. Muntari allegedly attacked an official in frustration over unpaid money. With two of their most experienced players gone, Ghana entered their final match in chaos. Match 3, Ghana vs Portugal.
Muntari, that they can stop Asamoah, that they can stop Ronaldo, because they used to play with him together in Europe. So we know how to play with Ronaldo.
Ghana 1, Portugal 2. It was a loss. Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal took advantage of the turmoil. Ghana lost 2-1, finishing bottom of their group. A team that could have made history was knocked out, not by their opponents, but by their own internal crisis. After the tournament, Ghanaians were furious. Fans, journalists, and former players blasted the GFA for their incompetence. The government launched an investigation, and shocking details emerged. The World Cup budget was mismanaged, with millions unaccounted for. Players were promised money that the GFA couldn't provide. The decision to fly physical cash to Brazil became an international embarrassment. Kwesi Appiah was sacked, and several players distanced themselves from the national team. Ghana's football reputation took a huge hit. Looking back, many believe this was Ghana's best chance to reach the semi-finals or even the final. Germany, who struggled against Ghana, went on to win the tournament. Ghana had a squad capable of beating top teams, but was sabotaged by off-field issues. If the GFA had handled things professionally, could Ghana have gone further? Instead, the 2014 World Cup became a cautionary tale of how mismanagement can destroy even the most talented teams. The event of 2014 still haunts Ghanaian football. Many fans lost trust in the GFA. Players became less motivated to play for the national team. The unity and the spirit that defined the Black Stars never fully recovered. Since 2014, Ghana has struggled on the international stage. The golden generation never got another chance to prove themselves at a World Cup. And for many Ghanaian fans, the pain remains because they know that this was the team that could have made history. It's been over a decade since that disaster, yet Ghanaian football still faces the same issues: poor leadership, financial scandals, players clashing with officials. The question is, has anything really changed? If Ghana wants to reclaim its place among football's elite, the lessons of 2014 must never be forgotten, because the greatest enemy of the Black Stars was never their opponents. It was themselves. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Ghana's biggest football scandal, don't forget to like and subscribe for more football documentaries. What do you think was the real cause of Ghana's downfall in 2014? Let's discuss in the comments.